Hey, shalom, shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim, Kakadash. A double honor to the elders and the apostle, great millstone, taught us truth from Ruel. A much respect to you, brothers out there, pushing truth for all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This is an article on RT News. It says 1 in 3 young adults in U.S. live with older relatives. It says a poll, so they had to take a like a survey or something. All right, so it could be more, and in the recent past, this was myself, and that's because you can't make enough to make ends meet. The dollar is worthless. All right, it was another poll done. 1/3 of Americans make less than $15 an hour. So life isn't sustainable. They got the minimum wage is the same, but it's a lot. But the price is just rising. Going into inflation, hyperinflation. So people can't afford things. It says as money gets tight, a growing number of young Americans live with their parents. A growing number of young Americans adults have opted to move back in with their parents or other older relatives rather than struggle to afford a home on their own. Hey, so shit is not affordable, man. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. They're trying to pump stimulus packages and different benefits and stuff into this economy, and do the daylight savings time thing, but it's not working. As well as Jake, Jake knows it's an issue. So in their spirit, they gotta make ends meet. That's in our spirit to survive. So again, Jake knows it's a problem, so they're looking for the truth. I got a precept just going into that. This is Romans 11:7. It says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for." Because every Israelite is looking for the truth. Every Israelite at a certain time in their life has been looking for the truth. They know it's an issue. This can't be life. Life is just not surviving and paying bills. That's why they can't make ends meet, because the reason why they moving back in with their parents is because they can't make ends meet. But just all in all, Jake knows it's an issue. So they looking for the truth. It says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded." Hey, so the elect, they got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, and the rest were blinded. The rest were blinded because the Lord has an election. He got a chosen, which is the nation of Israel, and then an election, which is 144,000 and 1/3, the innumerable multitude. All right. And really just going into that, the Lord, it was already written like that, as well as he put it into King David's spirit, to prophesy that as well, to make it as a stumbling block, trying to search for the truth for 2/3. All right. Going back to the article, it says a growing number of young American adults have opted to move back in with their parents or other older relatives rather than struggle to afford a home on their own, according to a recent Pew Research poll that shows the percentage of multi-generational homes has more than doubled over the last 50 years. And that's because America, Babylon the Great, this shit, you know what I'm saying? This shit is unsustainable, It's a fiat currency, It says of all men and women aged 25 to 29, nearly a third live in multi-generational households. All right, and that's because in the last 50 years, it's become increasingly worse. That's because going back to those birth pains, going into the economy, it's been increasingly worse. Each year has been worse. All right. It says even among those aged 30 to 34, more than 1 in 5, 22%, live with another generation, usually parents. And 30 to 34, usually, you go back like between 5 to 30 years, if you like 30 to 34, usually they somewhat sustained, they usually got somewhat of a stable life. They got They've been vested into whatever career they got, or but now it says 22%, which that's pretty high. It says these figures are significantly higher than they have been for previous generations, suggesting financial strain may be a factor in the decision to move back in with older relatives. All right. Yep. I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but I'm just gonna skim through it a little bit. And one thing that increased that was that whole C91 thing. It says in just a first few months of the demic, 3 million Americans moved back in with their parents, amounting to 32 million adults living with parents or grandparents. Hey, and it's only gonna get worse, man. It's not gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse. But I got a couple precepts. This is Ezekiel 7:19. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed, because this shit is worthless. That's why they coming with that fourth industrial fourth industrial revolution. That NWO. Build that so-called build back better. They coming with that new system, that CBDCs, digital currencies, the Karagma. That's what this is headed to, because the dollar is no more worth anything. We in those times. All right. It says their silver and their gold should not be able to deliver them in the wrath of the Lord. Hey, the Lord got a not predicament, but damn. He basically got an issue with this place, Babylon the Great, and the rest of the world. But Babylon the Great's the rest of the world has taken on the rest of the world's. I mean, it's a lot. The rest of the world has taken on Babylon the Great's ways. All right, and her sins have reached up to heaven. So the Lord has His wrath, specifically on Babylon the Great. And different various parts of the world. All right, I think the word I was looking for was vendetta, but it says their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver, and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. All right, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Hey, and a lot of people are into just specifically in this verse. A lot of people are into they put money as their idol. They serve money. So this is why they're in this predicament, why they're being judged, because idolatry is their stumbling block. That's what got them fucked up in the first place, so to speak. Moving on. This is Proverbs 11:4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath. Hey, so your riches, your gold, your silver, your USD, Jamdex, your rubles, whatever type of money system you have is not going to deliver you in the day of the Lord. Whether you have a little bit of money or whether you have a lot of money, if you're not part of the elect, it's not going to deliver you. Just because you got a whole bunch of money, the Lord is not going to deliver you. Because the Lord is no respecter of persons. If you're doing wickedness, you're gonna be destroyed. It says, but righteousness delivereth from death. So if you're part of the righteous, if you're the elect, you're gonna be delivered from death. The elect is gonna repent. Those that truly repent, they're gonna be delivered from death. All right. Which goes back to it says righteousness delivers from death. Jake 2/3. They trying to save up on their money. They feel like if they're able to make more money, they'll be in a better circumstance. But no, Jake just needs to repent, but it's not written like that, And this is Revelation 13:16, because this is where we headed to. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So that's where this world is headed, because this system is no longer profitable. The same way Rome went out, this is Rome 2.0, so it's going out the same way. The currency is worthless. That's why people can no longer afford to live. They got to move in, shack up. One in three Americans, so-called Americans, is living in with their grandparents and their parents. Those multi-generational households, because it's not sustainable. The dollar is worthless, man, and it's only gonna get worse from here, and it's gonna crash. That's why we into inflation right now, moving on into hyperinflation. And we in those times. So, Apparatus out of Zedafon, call Halayim La, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem, Kakdash, Shalom.